is cleared out, it actually is a bit more open if anybody wants to try and transition in from that direction.
Also information on what teams is where, about. That's crucial as well. Let's see this next circle. Complete donut! It's a hot shift, James. No, no 2019 throwback here, but it's a good one here. Still some water in play, kind of eliminate some of that southern space here, but still on that south side where JDG's coming in here, they're going to try to push themselves in. Look at that. That's a crazy pull-up from Team Vitality. They're trying to really punish this big split from Gen G.
Yeah, I think this comes back to the fact that they knew that there was only one person in here, and they've been keeping an eye on it, realizing nobody's transitioned down here at all. Back off the fight that Bean was taking with them earlier on. So maybe this can work on out. That being said, the reinforcements have now crashed on in here from Gen G. How can they move on against this? Oftentimes in this compound, if you take this building and the opposing team takes the other building, you see a stalemate fight. It's difficult to actually push across these buildings without smokes and decent util usage.
And it's not even a top 3, top 4 compound here. Like I would say Farm, even Snake, where Myth is with the Twins. Like all these compounds are in a better spot, I would argue, than this. So these actually also going to be pulling up and helping onto the Garage compound here for Gen G, or maybe even the high ground behind them. But 4AM could punish that. So let's see what happens with that one.
This is a little bit bold considering, yeah, you've got to be very careful. Quizzy even takes a few shots at him, and they just loop down. I think maybe he realized that it was just a little bit too scary to stay up on that high ground. As Shen is also putting in a few shots here against Vitality, and that's one of the main problems with that compound as well. Not only the fact that it's like not a top priority spot in a circle like this, but also eventually when the circle shifts away from you, it is so open around this compound. Good luck getting out against some of the teams on the high ground.
Yeah, for sure. Vitality here. She's going to be using just a little bit of utility. How much are they going to commit? Oh, it's actually a little bit. But 1 or 2 opening knocks and then follow up with some Molotovs, some nades, some blue zones could actually help quite a bit. So let's see how much they got in their pockets. 1 more Molotov for Salute. And now looking at some of the other teams on the eastern side.
Feels like a bit of a waste though, no? Like, okay, yeah, you throw those on forwards, but what are you following it up with? And I mean, technically speaking, I guess technically neither team is on the right side of the circle here for the moment. If you're not looking to follow it up, how much pressure is 1 nade and 1 molly really going to force?
Unless they get a knock and then they commit, because here in phase 2, this is kind of your last chance to be able to have a fight without too much third-partying, too much teams coming in, and you're shooting around you here. There's still a lot of splits, still a lot of team that's kind of in and around here. 4M, sure, they are looking at it, but still, if they got a knock on an opening here, 1 or 2 smokes in between the 2 buildings and then committing to the fight here, that could be an easy one for either team. So, yeah, we'll see, though. But I like the pull-up again, that you need to punish these splits here, but you need to be very efficient with it, right?
Yeah. So I think we're in for the long haul there for the Gen G Vitality teams. They're not going to be moving anytime soon. I think neither team really wants to push on across. I mean, every time I see a team push across, they often end up being the one losing the fight. So,
yeah, exactly.
It's a tough one. Definitely a tough one, especially in our 2026 format. As for now, Na'Vi on the south side, see JDG as well, kind of putting up a emergency pickup. See what they can do, just in case it shifts away from the bridge, which is very highly likely. Oh, but they have Susie knocked. So now actually that's delaying them, and even taken down by Clories. So that really does delay them here on this emergency pickup play that they can make for, but they're going to be coming in with significantly weaker firepower.
So much water still in this next circle here, James. We already have eliminated so much space here. 4M driving in, Full Sense driving in. Crazy Raccoon trying to get into a better spot here. 4M actually not in a bad spot here in the northern side. You can kind of fight your way into the higher grounds from this Harry Potter here, but Full Sense is absolutely committing everything to this send here. They want to go deeper into this circle. They feel like this is their last chance. Obviously, the next circle is going to go away from water. D gets an opening on Gendrox, though, James.
Yeah, and actually the smokes came down at just the right time to block off some of those lines of sight. Salute moves forwards as well, taking down Gendrox completely as they're now trying to surround this building. Blue's on forwards. D takes down Hello My Bad. This might be an amazing execution. On the other side of things, Tigger absolutely was crazy against Crazy Raccoon. Maybe we can see a replay of that later, but now for Levante and Quizzy trying to hold off Gen G, still moving forward with Bean still holding these angles just in case they need to jump out once they get pressured on that second floor.
Oh, Shrimp's coming in, actually finding Soul here. This is the third party we're talking about. It had to happen earlier. Otherwise, teams are just going to come in and absolutely clean up here. Shrimp's get that 1 point in Soul. That's a big name to take down here for Gen G. And Vitality trying to hold on.
Not bad at all. Just take whatever you can find, the cheeky little ones. And again, that's the problem with trying to breach these buildings, right? If you get stuck on the outside, as you say, with those third parties, could be problematic. Now, still a little bit of a opportunity here to continue putting on some pressure. Vitality did get hell of my bad up though, so 3 barrels if you're looking this way. And of course with Soul being wounded, oh my days, Levante, how did you hit that whilst having to deal with the pressure that's coming here from Gen G? Quizzy now down. They know around this corner here. Gonna go for the flash. Are they gonna go push with it? I don't think so. Oh, he actually came in just at the wrong time. That's disaster for D. The beam's down as well.
Easy. Salute tries to go with his big. Oh my god, he gets him as well, James. It's Vitality getting the 3 kills here. He's actually going to be able to get the rest off here. Falcons trying to set up in the distance here. Not too much time for a mortar as the circle is pushing in here.
I thought they may just kind of crash into it as soon as that had actually gone down. But I think the game plan with the mortar being set up meant that they were a little bit slower on it. So can't quite easily be able to breach on forward. I think Vitality might get a third up here. So if it ends up being a 3v4, that could be a little bit deadly. But looks like Falcons doesn't want any of that fight. I mean, technically speaking, with the blue zone pushing the way it is, I mean, like, what's the point, right? You could just go circle side and maybe hold them out, but you've got to be careful. There's still a lot of teams still alive in this circle.
There's a lot of compounds that's still occupied by everyone here, but it's split still, and they may be trying to be finding an opening here. We see a lot of drive-bys here from T5 onto Falcons here. Falcons really trying to reinvest into this one here. Kickstart finds Flocky. That's a huge opening here. They actually sent it in earlier. Shrimps get down the wall. Range X finds that. Gustav finds Range X here. Fair is from Navi also helping in here. Everyone is shooting in this location, James.
Too many teams are looking down on them as well. That crate is nice, but will they be able to survive? And in fact, I'm getting word that we can check in on the Falcons. It's an okay circle for them, but can they survive? Let's check in.
To be running at us from the north. They have a teammate on the shotgun green.
Cancelled. Yeah. Dude, you need to tap. I'm crawling to you. This game is so bad.
Mortars, careful.
टिगल्टन खेल रहा है भाई टिगल्टन
I have a pickaxe. I'm gonna drop for you, Tig. I need to get my gun back. I don't even have an AR because the game's shit. You should smoke out. Yeah, give me a second. We should go north. We should go south.
Falcons somehow still surviving on here. Now Vitality is going to be the next one to try and go and send them through. But Quizzy doesn't
Oh,
go straight
भाई
into the
साहब.
Levante. And instantly, Kwang Kong gets himself. Hello, my bad down. Vitality
हाय भाई हाय
go for something
लेवी पबजी
great it was.
Yeah, this server is so rough.
क्या हाल चाल है भाई क्या हाल चाल
Here that only has a few compounds in. Sure, Snake is in. Navi's holding on to that type. 17 Gaming trying to get in as well here. They're trying to encroach onto Falcons' positions with their PDM. It's now being blown up though. Kong trying to come in and get some points and damage done into 17.
बढ़िया
Are double committing some blue zones and Molotovs onto this location.
Yeah, that double blue. Now you have to move on out. There was already so much. and
Shen, of
Shen
course.
क्या लगता है तेरे को कौन जीतेगा फैल्कन
spent so much for that. And yes,
घर पे हो तो आ जाओ गेम में
that is able to profit from.
अरे नहीं ये लाइव कर रहा हूँ आ जाऊंगा बाद में
So they will stay here until the end of time, or for as long as they possibly can. Somehow, somewhere, these vehicles are somehow still intact, with some of the teams looking at them as that fight was going down.
It's really unfortunate for Falcons to lose 1 or 2. I really like the mortar play set up, that they know that this is kind of somewhat of a high ground and they can, with cars, get in and get a play here. And it's somewhat central and you can play from kind of out from that. You're not going to get pushed from the northern side too much here, so
फैल्कन्स की
fortunate
जय
for them to lose multiple here. And more mortars are coming in. Damage done actually even in the distance here. The Laza from STG is also contributing a little bit of that with the mortars. Well, I think CCG also was using some of the mortars towards that range here. It's XDCC.
Yes. I think some of these locations on Erangel, right, they're so figured out, they're very motivating. And unfortunately here. But if you can land them, great. If you can't, a bit rough. As Full Sense is able
फैल्कन्स के 2 ही बचे हैं सिर्फ
all the craters that have already been opened up in this area as well. So actually it's just allowing Full Sense to be hunkered down even better in a central location, where normally, there'd be some line of sight that you could kind of exploit, but not to be the case at the moment.
Yeah, thanks for all the riches, thanks for all the cover that you guys are providing with us for our late game push here. And now they're going to have to make a play. Yes, the circle closes soon, James. It's going to be a rough one for the teams trying to get in. S2G is going to make a move here. E Arena is also going to have to make a move later on.
ओ भाई साहब गिर गए
Quite a while, Lyrics takes down Baron now as they're still going to go for this dash push on through as Baron has been completely confirmed out by Lyrics as well.
नहीं बचा
Yes,
पाएंगे, नहीं
2G,
बचा
where
पाएंगे.
do you go? You had already peppered in some mortar shots. I feel like they believe that
भाई गिर गई
Unfortunately,
टीम
Backfight
ही तो.
goes where they want to. Plaza now out and about here thanks to Hakatori's iron sights.
5, 9, 11. Like that's all the wrong spots to get the damage done here. That was arms, that was legs. That was so unfortunate. Oh, more nades coming in. That's a
Oh,
really
भाई
good nade
साहब.
from XDH. Really good, well done here from CGG here, but they are inside that circle on the southern side here, James. It's quite easy for them to have another campaign from this angle, but they just gotta get SG out and get the points.
Yeah, I don't mind their 2-2 split. The anchor point that they do have, so for the rest of them to be able to rendezvous forwards, you've just got to be a little bit careful about E-Arena looking their way when they do end up making that push. There's now S2G here. Might be another victim as well if they're not careful, because the arena's going to be moving to a spot. We're C4ing. Where are we going? What's happening to these cars? I thought eventually they were going to blow up and cause some problems.
Oh भाई साहब.
Uh-oh, not this
नहीं पहुंच पाएगा, नहीं पहुंच पाएगा.
Oh, it hit it. It hit it. Oh,
has it stopped it?
अरे नहीं फटा.
it disabled it. Yeah, I think it disabled it. Then the nade was done close enough to it, and it disabled the C4.
गाइस, अरे भाई डिसेबल हो गया.
Renating that angle.
C4 disable
How to
भाई.
do exactly. Nice shots coming in as well. Really well done here by them. Kickstart finds Wenbo meanwhile, and Lilgo finds Kickstart, and that is 17 taking the rest of Falcons out.
The thing is that this tower is just a checkpoint, right? Like, it's not in the next circle. So 4am is, yes, you weathered the storm. You did brilliantly on weathering the storm, being able to disable the C4 the way that you did. But they've got to get moving soon. And there's teams that are going to eventually have overlook on that position when you do start moving here. 17, of course, though, is a bit concerned about Na'Vi moving in on the north side of them.
नावी चिकन डिनर ले सकती है.
4am needs and the room that 4am needs to be able to, I guess,
फाल्कन तो मर गई.
play the north.
Yeah, they can play uphill a little bit, and then they're going to have to third part of that fight with 17 for sure. But Navi definitely trying to be a little bit aggressive and proactive in their positioning against 17 here. Obviously, being fully aware of how their setup is with both the smokes and everything. Xiao will duck himself a really good spot on the side of that hill there, really not being able to be spotted out from either Boomstick or some of the other guys. 2 bullets left for Hakatori in his mini. That's not a good sight.
No, it's not. Not at all. NP5 Gamer in Fairist, who felt like he was doing a lot of the work for the team at the end of yesterday and throughout yesterday. But let's see now as they realise that they would look again is now going for the sandwich. If Na'Vi or 4am notices a knock from the other team against 17, 17 is going to get collapsed on rapidly. Even though Myth can see a little bit of where 4am's coming in from, so they've got to be careful.
Positions himself a little bit better.
3 टीम में ऊपर का एरिया लेके
Trying
बैठे.
to get a nade.
अरे अरे ओए.
Really good utility use here from
ओ भाई ये तो ऐसे मर
Shield
जाएगा.
still goes, and more utilities being committed here. Kuma trying to defend this off here. Boostic finds window as well. It's an absolute sandwich.
He shoots a 4am. I guess, you know, yes, the pickaxe is a good tool because it's allowed 17
क्या
kills
मारते हैं
to
भाई
shoot
ये.
little burrowed holes, whilst Boostic looks at 4am
खतरनाक मारते हैं.
He might not even know that Shawu is there.
I don't think so.
I mean, the smoke might give it away, but still, he's still burrowed in.
Molotov's being committed again here. Now the rest has come off from Akuma. It's actually working out quite nicely for 17. Quetpa finds X circle here from CGG. A little bit of rough fight on the other side here.
Abbe.
Multiple fights. SGG is actually out in 10th place quite easily. Arena and
Great
CGG
team.
joined in on that one now, and Myth is now trying to get into a spot where they can third part of this fight with 4am.
Yeah, similar situation to what 4am had to deal with earlier, right? Your compound's been moved on out. How can you then get into the circle and then start pressuring the team that's moving alongside you? Baron with a great shot there with the M249. As now all of these teams are going to go absolutely ready.
भाई जोन के बाहर.
They're all going to have to move pretty darn soon.
खत्म.
There's a lot of damage coming on forwards here. Hesumeme moves forwards here to try and do something, but Little Ghost takes him down. Coming in on the right-hand side, and Winter and the boys do shut down 17 Gaming, but they've still got threats coming on up here. With Myth kind of
चलो 17 गेमिंग तो खत्म हो गई.
to shut away 4am.
बची नावी,
That
EA
third party
और
angle that they have been 4 guys
CTG.
alive, trying to lock down this eastern side here, getting 3 kills so far. This could be a really good game for them. If they're able to survive the later stage of the game and full sense and that push they're going to have on, it's going to be good for them. Navi also looking good with their angles and kind of the angle of approach into this, but they backed off. Yeah, as you say, James, they trying to lock down that last.
कर क्या रहा है ये?
Yeah, I think that's super smart, right? Like, do you really have to get caught up in all of the chaos that is that northern side fight at the moment? I don't think so. Yes, you could have got a few more kills off the back of it, maybe. But if you've got a position like they do have with that compound still there, play the mature game, right? Back off from that. See what you can kind of parlay this further into placement points. See as those teams kind of beat up one another and those placement points come to you naturally. As for 4 a.m., I don't know. It's going to be a hard little transition for them, whichever way they want to go.
Opponent finds Mao from CGG. For him trying to again get into this circle, just a little bit damage is done for him. He lost spaceman here to the circle being knocked here. He couldn't get into the circle quickly enough. Gonna probably bleed out or maybe potentially be stolen as well. Oh, that's a good amount of utility being committed.
Oh, bhai sahab.
It's a bold play here by Myth to take another route on in, and now they're trying to deal with the absolute kind of trench location that Full Sense has been able to create themselves, as well as the Mortars did earlier on. SMMA down in the distance there, 2 Spiros. That compound was just stronger the position than 4M was moving in on. So now for Fanadol and the boys here from Full Sense, maybe more util. They've knocked 2, not bad at all, but Jacob and Kiss, we saw what they were able to do, even as a duo, to try and get them towards that PGS4 championship.
क्या खड्डा बना के बैठा है भाई.
A few guys alive and Kiss is
गया.
finds an angle here. Sure, they've lost Boostic, but this is looking very good for them. They are controlling this northwest side completely here, James.
Yeah, even able to see JDG in those little dips. Some very patient shots coming in there from Faris.
Zero reload.
Good. And then yeah, only 9 shots. And then he's like, well, I'll just spray with my MP5. less patient.
बची कितनी टीम है? 8 टीम बची हैं इतने छोटे जोन में. Phase 7 में भाई.
It's like it's a little bit rough one for them here. Tika with a Pentafaust ready and available. Kiss trying to get some damage as well on to CGG. Opons finds Sui.
Rush forward, try and deny some of the vision here. That nade bounces off the car. If that car hadn't been there, that might have been a big connection.
गया.
Although that being said, the foldable shield's quite useful, but not
my
useful enough. Kiss threads the needle against Flash. What a secondary throw that was. And now, Opons on the other side against CTG absolutely goes nuts. And Hakatori and the boys here trying to shut down a little bit, steal a little bit of away while this is going on. E-Arena also down. As you said, with Navi's position, the overlook that they had on all those teams coming in from the south side was powerful.
भाई चाइना की टीम अभी तक बैठी हुई है भाई.
I don't think they're gonna have to try and change something, get another one, get a 7-6-2.
Oh, भाई
else.
साहब.
Flash does bleed out to Kiss. Jacob does go down to Tika here. Fulson trying to fend off the last remaining members of Myth. Kiss is the last one alive.
He's a thorn in a lot of team's side for Myth. Even in some of those games where they were coming in a little bit stifled, they still just refused to die a lot of times, okay?
Hi.
These MP5 sprays, I love
आठ बाद गया मैं.
opportunity. Ferris gets Cold 119 on the transition over. And now JDG, they've just got a little bit of cover to work with. Navi's flexing out a bit further. The circle does move away from them. Been constant central shifts in this
नावी
game,
के
but
पास
they're
एक्सपीरियंस बहुत है भाई.
Yeah, it's been very kind of peculiar way of the circle just continuing to, after going away from the wall, of course, continue to just go dead center here. And it's working quite nicely with all the teams. And it's going to no compound, going to no man's land in the middle there. Spiro, 5 reload now, 18 bullets in the chamber, but nothing to spare besides it. He had to change and get a barrel as well. Fair is still rocking that 4x MP5.
जोन में जगह लिया गया
Love
इसने.
it, love it. It is such a great addition to the game and the way it's been able to kind of revolutionize how these players do play. Kiss still being a nuisance. He's just never annoying for these teams. He does finally go down, but look how much he's delayed Full Sense's opportunities in this. Admittedly, right, like were they
नावी के
gonna go
3-3,
at the very last minute from some of
2-1.
these creators, but now they've got to think about the rest of this lobby and how they're going to get into these next circles.
चाइना भी जीत सकती है.
Yeah, Window now managed to get into a top 4 here.
इस फाइट के बाद तो पता ही चलेगा कौन
Guess
जीतेगा
Hakatori
कोई.
down actually with them 249. Huge win for them. Cole finds the confirmation on the 2th Thanadol, finds Window, that's 4 AM now. Huge spray down though from Ferris with the MP5, gets both Cold and Nance.
Spiro only has 9 more shots on this mini. This actually might really hurt them down the line against the Full Sense. If Full
चलो
Sense is coming in
नावी
with,
जीत गई.
ammo, never mind any utility that does come along, as Ferris is just trying to shut this down as well. He's basically got 50 shots
2v2.
left in the MP5, as now they look the MP5 against the moving vehicle here. Spiro has to change on over to the barrel to make something work. At least he's got quite a bit of room for it.
Oh.
Oh, but Fenanol takes Ferris. It's 2v1.
No, with not a lot of bullets left, Spurs gonna have to make magic happen. We saw him also not a lot of 5.56 bullets left for him here. He's gonna try to make a run for it. Shots
Oh,
coming in
bhai.
too.
FS.
Good angles on him. Sure, it's just Full Sense taking it down here. Really well executed by Full Sense, getting a central spot, James, to lock this in. Bent off mid.
क्या ही
and
खतरनाक
takes
जीते
this
हैं
win
भाई.
home.
Yeah, proper powerful hold on there by Full Sense, our current reigning world champions for PUBG. And for Navi,
ये क्या मैप ला के दे रही है क्या सबको?
compound, it does make you wonder how this would have gone if they'd have had more 5.56, more shots for the mini, more shots for any of those DMRs. Maybe they could have shut down some of the threats a little bit quicker, but that's by the by. Let's bring in Matcher and Poro here to talk about this one. Full Sense, Poro, the world champions, bringing it back.
I mean, this is what happens when I talk smack about them. Going into the first game, they find a way to get a big win there.
अरे मेरे को इसमें
Myth, honestly.
वर्टिकल भी करना तो हो नहीं रहे पहले.
Felt like that was their game.
पता नहीं वो इशू को देखना पड़ेगा क्या हो रहा है.
Kiss. But Tigger popping off in this first game. I think he had like 6 or 7 kills.
Yeah, we didn't quite see the team wipe that he got during the middle of that game, right? We were looking at other fights. There's only so much you can catch in PUBG, of course, for some of our observers back there. But let's take a look at the highlights. Maybe it's in this, because Tigger looked fantastic here, Matrim, to get this going from Full Sense.
I mean, this was just an absolutely crazy situation that brewed out of that circle of three, like 50-50 water situation that we had going on. And then we just ended up with a lot of edge firefighting because nobody wanted to make the commitment into just a very open section without having to dig in. We saw the Falcons tried to do so. I think, Poro, didn't you call it like the car graveyard over there where there was like, what, 10 cars that were all stacked up on top of each other because
like
there was just
Stonehenge.
nothing you could do. You just had to send it for something.
Look at
Like
it.
Stonehenge.
They were. They're sticking up out of the ground, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt so bad for Falcons in that situation too, because they went to all that trouble to prep the spot in the open field with the mortars, and then third on 5 is like, yeah, I'll have that, thanks.
ये
Yeah,
खतरनाक
I
मरे थे.
had exactly the same thought as we were casting it, and I felt bad for CTG as well. I thought that they had a decent anchor point in here, but they're completely shut down by Irene, who instantly gets shut down as well. So anybody coming in on the south side of Enjo was just kind of fodder for the rest of the teams.
Yeah, it was. I really liked the Full Sense's pre-drive. They were pre-driving circle 2 for circle 3.
Full
They got into a
Sense.
central spot here. Sure, there was a lot of water in play, but they got into a really good spot. And then
Discord पे आ
everyone
जाओ.
just decided to help them with borrowing even further down here. It's really good to make sure they had some cover, make sure they had
बोल
some
रवि.
of the cars to play around there. So that worked out nicely, and that's 21 points to go their way.
अरे
Dave.
तेरा आवाज नहीं आ रहा एक
Not the
मिनट.
biggest game, but an important game nonetheless, right? With the 11 kills going their way. Very important, as Foro mentions, to shut
बात
down
कर.
the myth who just somehow, some way is always burrowed into these games like a tick when it comes to the later stages. Tigger with 7 kills.
Hello?
Victoria almost
Hello Levi, hello.
breaks a 1K club on game number 1 here, Foro.
And you only had 30 bullets the whole time. Seriously, can we start a GoFundMe for Navi at this point? Like, how many times have we seen Navi in the late game that are sitting on just like
Hello?
no ammunition whatsoever? Like, this game obviously makes
बहुत
sense.
कम आ रही है. एक मिनट रुका.
Entire time from drop.
इसका आवाज कम कर देता हूँ.
Crashed on him, but
हाँ बोल. आ रही है अब. हाँ आ रही है, आ रही है. दीप कहाँ गया? दीप खेल रहा था ना तेरे साथ. कहाँ गया?
2 मिनट AFK हुआ, पता नहीं कहाँ भाग गया दीप.
अरे ये लाइव क्यों कर रहा हूँ पता है क्या? इससे उन्होंने कुछ निकाला है ना स्ट्रीमर्स के लिए. अगर करते हैं ना तो वो कुछ तो रिवॉर्ड वगैरह मिलेगा, ऐसा कुछ तो है.
तो एशिया का करना है ना आपको, एशिया की टीम्स का.
खास कर मतलब ये भी करेगा तो चलेगा, लेकिन खास फोकस एशिया की टीम्स के लिए भी होना चाहिए, ऐसा है उसमें. समझ में? ये तो ग्लोबल सीरीज है ना, इसमें एशिया की भी तो होंगी टीम. लेकिन मेरे को वर्टिकल में हो नहीं पाया रे. मेरे को वर्टिकल में भी मतलब सेटअप रेडी है लेकिन लाइव नहीं जा पा रहा. बस यही दिक्कत है. पता नहीं, मेरे को उसमें का थोड़ा नॉलेज कम है रे. दीप होता तो कर लेता. दीप आने के बाद पूछता हूँ उसको कैसे करना है क्या है. क्या 1-2 घंटे तक 5 मैचेस करने हैं ना, उसमें एक मैच तो अभी हो गई, अब बच्चे 4 हैं।
नहीं तो हो तो गई, एक मैच हो गया, आ जाओ। क्या बोलते हो?
दीप को आने देना।
बोलू क्या दीप को आने को?
हाँ बुलाओ उसको, दीप को।
फोन नहीं उठा रहा, काट रहा है।
Kind of take anything away from it.
लो
हाँ बोलना।
लो रे,
दीप के साथ बात कर रहे हैं मेरे साथ?
आप सही?
बोलना।
कुछ नहीं है,
क्या हुआ?
कुछ नहीं, कुछ नहीं।
मैं इधर रख देता इस वाले कोने में, लेकिन मैप नहीं दिखेगा बाद में। वैसे मैप लेके कोई करेगा क्या है, इधर ही रख देता हूँ।
मैं तो कहूँगा गेम में आ जाओ।
चलो दीप से बाद में सेटिंग लगा के करता हूँ कुछ। अभी के लिए
आ जाओ ना गेम में।
स्ट्रीम स्टॉप कर दे रहा हूँ, रुक।